Welcome to Ninen's podcast. Today, we unravel one of the most chilling internet-era mysteries of our time, the case of Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old student from Canada who vanished during a solo trip to Los Angeles in 2013, only to be found weeks later in the most horrifying place imaginable, a hotel water tank. But it wasn't just her death that left people unnerved. It was how she vanished, the strange footage, the urban legends, and the enduring question, what really happened to Elisa Lam? Elisa Lam was born in Vancouver, Canada, to immigrants from Hong Kong. She was a college student at the University of British Columbia, smart, introspective, and expressive. She suffered from bipolar disorder and depression, which she spoke about openly on her blog, Ether Fields. She loved fashion, photography, and literature. In January 2013, Elisa decided to take a solo trip down the U.S., West Coast, San Diego, LA, Santa Cruz, a kind of self-discovery journey. Elisa stayed in contact with her family throughout her travels, but that contact suddenly stopped on January 31. The Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles has a reputation that reads like a horror novel. Built in the 1920s, it was once a luxurious hotel until the Great Depression hit. Over time, it became a haven for violence, addiction, and death. Serial killer Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, reportedly stayed there in the 80s. Another killer, Jack Unterweger, also lived there in the 90s while murdering women. Multiple suicides occurred on the premises. It's even rumored to be the inspiration behind American Horror Story, Hotel. Elisa checked into the hotel on January 26, 2013, and was placed in a shared room. But just days later, she was moved to a private room after other guests complained about her odd behavior. She was last seen on January 31st. She had visited a bookstore nearby, the Last Bookstore, where she reportedly bought gifts and chatted kindly with the staff. She never checked out. Her parents, alarmed when she didn't call, contacted the LAPD. Police arrived, searched the hotel, and questioned staff and guests. They even brought in dogs, but found nothing. For 19 days, there was no trace of Elisa. Then came the turning point. Guests at the hotel began complaining about low water pressure, weird-tasting water, and dark-colored water coming from the taps. On February 13th, 2013, the LAPD released surveillance footage from the hotel's elevator, the last known sighting of Elisa Lam. The footage is disturbing. Elisa steps into the elevator, presses several buttons, and waits. The door doesn't close. She peeks out repeatedly, as if someone is following her, but no one appears on camera. Then, she hides in the corner, steps out, steps back in, and begins making strange, slow, erratic hand gestures, like she's talking to something unseen. Her behavior is frantic, confused, or maybe terrified. Some say Elisa was hallucinating. Others say she was playing the elevator game, an urban legend that allegedly opens a portal to another dimension. The video went viral. Millions watched it. Theories exploded online, from psychotic break to demonic possession. On February 19th, hotel maintenance worker Santiago Lopez climbed onto the roof to check the water tanks. Inside one of the tanks, used to supply water to guest rooms and the kitchen, he found Elisa's body, floating face up. Her clothes were in the tank, separate. Her phone was never found. Police had to cut open the tank to retrieve her remains. The discovery horrified guests and staff, many of whom had been drinking and bathing in that water. The public was outraged, and the mystery only deepened. The autopsy ruled the cause of death as accidental drowning, no evidence of trauma, SA, or drug use. Toxicology reports showed only prescription medication consistent with her bipolar treatment. Police concluded that Elisa had experienced a manic episode, undressed due to confusion, and climbed into the tank herself. But there were problems with that explanation. How did she get to the roof? Access was alarmed and locked. How did she climb into the tall tank and close the lid behind her? Why weren't the police able to find her during the initial search? To this day, many believe there's more to the story. The most accepted theory is that Elisa suffered a manic episode and accidentally drowned, possibly believing someone was after her. Some say a staff member or guest may have followed her, harmed her, and covered it up, but there was no physical evidence of this. Elisa's erratic behavior, combined with the Cecil's history, sparked supernatural theories, ghosts, spirits, otherworldly forces. Around the time of her death, LA was experiencing a tuberculosis outbreak. A TB test called Elisa led conspiracy theorists to suspect bioweapons or cover-ups. None of these theories are proven, but none are fully ruled out either. Elisa Lam was a daughter, a writer, a traveler, and a human being struggling with mental illness. Her death has become an internet myth, a horror story, a conspiracy. But behind all that noise is a real person who never got the ending she deserved. Her case continues to fascinate and disturb because it taps into something primal, our fear of being alone, of losing control, of vanishing without answers. As of today, her story remains officially closed, but emotionally wide open. And that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching, loves, and see you again in my next video. Take care.